Imagine being one of these random civilians wandering around the walls of Ethering, and you do not realize that there is a horde of orcs ready and waiting to rip you limb from limb and eat your man flesh. What's up, guys? Welcome back. We're here with some more Rise of Mordor for you today. And yes, we got the defense of Ethering by these civilians today. No, we do in fact have an evil versus evil battle for you today, and this is the two Eastling armies actually defending against two DOL GULDUR armies. So we have got some interesting factions to do. Often Eastlings are a fan favorite. A lot of people seem to bring them, but I'd certainly say that DOL GULDUR often not really brought in a siege battle or really in any sort of battles, because they are kind of a little bit weak. They've got really good shock infantry though, so they are obviously very, very useful in a siege battle, certainly on these walls. And also they've got handy units like these undead units, these phantoms here, and there are also some wraiths pushing this ram here. And these are very, very useful units, and they can obviously often use they're undead, like, well, being undead, they don't break, so that's kind of handy in a siege battle. Certainly on defense, particularly, I think, but also on attack, it's got its own uses as well. And they're certainly very good that they're not going to break, so you can push the ram forward, and they'll happily do that. I mean, they've only lost 2 guys anyway, but it's a pretty good asset. Like, the unit's not going to break pushing the ram forward, even if you're shooting it with like hundreds of archers, that unit won't break. But yes, so that's really good. So yes, if you're enjoying seeing Rise of Mordor at the moment and would like to see some more Middle-earth action, then do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're around here, and a comment to show your support. As always, guys, it's very much appreciated. I guess we're on the road to 6,000. We're a long, long way off at the moment, but every little helps. I guess that is like the next. That is the next target eventually. But as you can see here, we have DOL GULDUR have knocked down the gate, and they've also taken the walls here. I mean, they've lost a bunch of phantoms. I mean, they weren't going to get many kills anyway, so I guess it's not a bad idea to have these guys capture the walls. Because yeah, they're not gonna do much damage, so who cares? Seems like the civilians also still don't care that there's orcs now inside their city. They can probably see them at this point. They probably want to start, well, not even orcs, they're undead, they're wraiths. They probably want to start thinking about running and hiding and finding somewhere to hide, otherwise they're gonna get cut down. But yes, as you can see over here, we have the Eastlings ready, and I have a feeling they might go into the walls, but I'm not sure. Myself, these low Q macemen may also just defend the choke point that as they come down the tower. But honestly, I'd go onto the walls, and then you can use your archers. I mean, he needs to set his archers back a little bit, but you can use his archers and just focus down any units to come onto the wall. I mean, he's got lots of wraiths on the wall to DOL GULDUR, and also phantoms, but it seems like they're also sending some champions to DOL GULDUR. I mean, they haven't landed the tower yet. I think they're just gonna wait, maybe. I don't know, but sending champions to DOL GULDUR up first is a bold move. It's elite shock infantry. Look at this. You got the Lokirim here, just sitting side by side with some phantoms. They just don't even mind each other. Oh, here we go. Now they finally go into battle. Now they finally go into battle. But yes, if you want to send in your own Rise of Mordor replays, or you want to get involved in other stuff that goes on with the channel, whether it's streams, whether it's tournaments, all sorts of things like that, feel free to join the Discord. Links down below in the description. As always, we've got, like I said, we've got a really nice community building there, and it's always great to have new members join and get involved, and just have a bit of a laugh and chat all about Total War. But as you can see here, these phantoms aren't going to do too much in the way of damage. I don't think they've killed a single of these Loki or no. Seems like the champions of DOL GULDUR also are going to move down the wall. They're just gonna, like, you know, try and find somewhere else. And I think the counters to bring up the walls of the room, they're gonna be the counters of these champions of DOL GULDUR. I think DOL GULDUR's made a mistake in bringing these guys up so early, because I mean, these Lokirim archers have full ammo. I'm sure they are waiting for those champions of DOL GULDUR to land on the wall, and they can just focus them down. But we also got some phantoms over here, and they look like they're coming up. We've got some clan guards here. We don't often see the clan guards in action for these things, because they're kind of a bit of a sucky unit. In my opinion, then they don't really have much in the way of melee attack or melee defense. They're just really good at blocking missiles, which, in all honesty, not really that useful in this game, because DOL GULDUR doesn't really have good missiles. They're Mirkwood trackers, and I forgot what the other unit's called, but the Mirkwood unit's not very good. Mirkwood trackers, and I can't remember what the other one's called, the Java unit. Someone will probably remind me, but yeah, they are both like. They're okay, but they're not like going to be getting insane kills, basically. And as you can see here, it seems like the Wraiths aren't interested in landing at the bottom of the wall. They're just going to fight on the wall first and try and clear out all of these Locrium. But I don't know how well that's going to go. Locrium are very heavy. I believe Wraiths are heavy. Wraiths obviously are undead, so they will fight to the last man. But to kind of counter that, they do kind of suck in combat. They're not suck in combat, but they're not strong as non-undead units, but like that, like these Locrium. I mean, they're also getting shot in the flank, which is not helping. I mean, it's a little bit close, I think. Like, these Locrium archers can barely see what's going on up there. Like, you can't really see much up there, but there you go. They're going to carry on. The Wraiths are taking a lot of casualties. They're sending in another one now. Are they going to try and send some Wraiths down off the wall? No, they're going to go across and I guess surround these other Locrium here. It's not a bad idea either. And someone took the gates. I presume it's these phantoms here, yeah, taking the gate here. So, I mean, that's great, but I mean, they don't really need it. I don't know why they're also not going to just try and ram it. I don't know why they're doing that. But I've been told that this is this defensive Ethering is a little bit different because the defenders don't really use this side of the map. I mean, they've got a general here at the moment, but apparently they don't really defend the bridges. So it'll be interesting to see how they do this defense. It's gonna be a little bit different as this defensive Ethering, and I'm kind of excited to see what happens. To be fair, I'm excited to see how they pull it off. If they do pull it off, that's the thing. Maybe they're gonna prove that you need those bridges in Etherings if you want to win as a defender. And the Wraith's still struggling up here. Different position, but same story. Wraith's getting cut down by Locrium. It's a sad sight. But yeah, just a little bit lag there. I do apologise. Don't know why that is exactly, but hopefully that's the last of it. And you can see here now that the Locrium archers are going to have to duel with the Mercatrakers. These guys are pretty lightly armoured, and I mean, they're not that great, but I mean, you can't really just like leave them to just shoot at your archers. Eventually they will start to kill them. So hopefully they get rid of them. If you're rooting for these things, maybe you're rooting for Dol Guldur, I don't know. Let me know in the comments who you're rooting for. I mean, in fairness, I think I'm rooting for Dol Guldur because they get so much like hate just for being so weak. And I really want to see them do well. I mean, these models look amazing as well. They really, really do. I mean, they do look like scary ass orcs. I would not want to get in the way of these guys. And they are bringing up lots of Guldur blades now to try and overwhelm this wall. These Wraiths, I mean, they're getting focused down, but you're going to have to kill every single last one of them, like I said. Undead. You have to kill them all. Same over on that side. It's just about to start. They've just engaged over here as well. We've got Wraiths now engaged. This might be a fight that the Wraiths can win. These Clan Guards, like I said, not the greatest unit in the world for melee defense and attack. I think the melee defense is pretty good, but it was reduced from its original, score, so we'll see. And unfortunately these Wraiths are in like the shadow, so they look absolutely awful. They look so dark. But we've got some not Varag Bowmen, we've got more Locrium archers here, and they are firing to the backs of the big blob over there, which is just made up of undead really. I don't know why you bother shooting these guys. Yeah, you kill them, but I don't know. You're not going to break the unit, I guess, is what I'm just thinking. You're not breaking the unit. Also want to save ammo for things like these pikes and the shock infantry here of Dol Guldur. Pikes obviously aren't insane, but I think they'd beat the Locrium halberdiers, which I have seen they're keeping some in reserve. So they beat them probably because just of out of sheer range. And the shock infantry obviously is always a little bit of a danger when you're playing Dol Guldur. It's the biggest threat that they have. As you can see, they're just waiting with this tower here to land it somewhere. They haven't decided where though yet. And these Locrium, I mean, they're not even properly engaged with the Phantoms. They're just kind of minding their own business. Look at this guy. He's been speared by 4 or 5 different guys. He's absolute champ. He's taking them all on. But here we go. The next wave of Dol Guldur has arrived, and it is the Guldur Blades. And it seems like the Locrium archers as well, they're starting to take a bit of fire. As I said, gotta keep an eye on those Merkle trackers. They're not that great, but their numbers kind of count for something eventually. But yes, it's not looking good for the first wave of DOL GULDUR troops. But that was kind of like the aim. They didn't think they were supposed to do too well. They just kind of there to soak up ammo and also get a foothold, and they've done that. Are they retreating their Locurim? I don't really know. Not a clue, really. I mean, I'm kind of waiting patiently, of course, waiting for the big hitters to arrive, like things like Guldur Glaives to go in, and Champions of DOL GULDUR. I'm really waiting, but it might be able to have my wish answered here. It seems like we've got some Champions of DOL GULDUR already coming up, and they look like they're going in for the Locurim Macemen. Obviously, the archers here are going to start to put as many volleys into the Champions of DOL GULDUR, but it will not matter, because here comes the charge. Oh boy. And there you go, and they'll start to cut down these Locurim Macemen. We've got a decent charge. Luckily, like the sharp stones, these things kind of slow down their charge. Yeah, look at the big, like, cleaver swords. They're just, like, cutting through armor, shields. Nothing can stop them. And they're winning decisively, yeah. No surprise there. They're going to need to send up some reserves. Maybe these pole arms might be a good deterrence for those shock infantry, we will see. But it seems like on other fronts, DOL GULDUR's taking it slowly, which I kind of like to see a little bit. I mean, they're not really getting threatened too much. See the Locurim archers here are trying to actually fire down onto the Champions of DOL GULDUR, which is not a bad target. The pole arms are also coming up as well to try and deter them. And as you can see, the Merkle trackers, they're just going to keep shooting at random units. They've got the Macemen here getting shot at the moment. I mean, I'd probably shoot the archers behind. But here go the pole arms. Are they going to scare off the shock? I'm not so sure. They're losing now. Look at this. They are losing. This archer support is really doing them pieces. Which is why you don't send Champions of DOL GULDUR. Don't send Champions of DOL GULDUR in so early, because you have the enemy has archer ammo, and they can just kind of do a lot of damage to your elite shock. Here we go, the polearms go in, they're kind of charging in. It's not really a very polearm sort of action to do, but there you go, look at them, still just charging in and just jabbing their polearm around, just like, yep, this is how we fight now. Champions of DOL GULDUR don't care, they're just going to carry on fighting, swinging that massive sword. Let's just have a check on what's going on elsewhere. So this is not looking good here for these things. They're losing archers. I mean, they are nearly out of ammo, so not really the end of the world, I guess. They are actually running out of ammo generally across the entire front. All these units out of ammo. Do they have a ammo depot somewhere? I forgot what they call them. Yeah, a supply barrel. That's it. They've got them, but they're all the way back here. So it's going to be tough to send your troops back all that way back to then wait a little bit for them to come back up. I don't know. I guess that's why you have two arch units firing firing first, and then you have once they're out of ammo, you send them back to resupply, and then you have more the other two fire. That's if you have four archers, I guess. You can see Champions of DOL GULDUR have finally landed, and they got met by some Wards of Rune on the wall and Locurim Macemen on the other side. And we've got Guldur Blades in here as well. I mean, they're also getting focused down with these archers. They're focusing these Champions of DOL GULDUR down, which are down to under half strength. And as you can see, the Merkle trackers as well, they're trying to do as much damage as possible to those units down there. The Locurim, but I mean, Locurim archers is just so much better. This is all I can say. Seems like the shock infantry did get beaten back. A response of DOL GULDUR, send in the pikes. If I was Dol Guldur, I'd be starting up. Oh, this is not looking good. Look at this, losing decisively. If I was Dol Guldur, I'd be shooting this polearm unit down. You want to be doing as much damage to it as possible. They did break the swords, which is good. Small one there. Wards of Rune now next in line. I mean, they won't do so great against shock. Oh, not against shock, against polearms or pikes. But they should be fine today. I think they'll be okay. It looks like the halberdier is going to clean up that sort of issue. But look at this. Varag Lance is going in. They're going to try and take out these phantoms. I mean, I don't think that it was their intended target. I feel like that was these archers, but take out as much as you can. That's all I can say. Take out as much as you can. They're going to go and bounce into the one. How many men did they lose from this? Not really that many. They only lost like 9 or so. Oh, they need to be careful though. Look at this. Caltrops. Oh, they're going to lose a lot of their own cav there. Yeah, Varag Lance has got a lot of damage. They are now really charging the pikes. Are winning. Cav here in a little bit of trouble. He needs to be careful of those caltrops. Look, they've killed them all already, all the ones in the way. Now they go back into the archers. Again, not a great charge. They got spears now here, so I mean they're going to be really in trouble if they pull out of that fight because the spears got them in combat. And the pikes are going to break through, but Dol Guldur's going to need more troops over here. He's got more polearms, he's got more pikes. Sorry, he's got more shock infantry. He should be okay-ish. Okay-ish is certainly the term I'd use. We've got Dol Guldur here. Jumps Dol Guldur and they are fighting. Well, they're not anymore, they're breaking. And the Wards of Rune now got free reign over these infantry units, which I'm sure they'll cut down at least 100 or so before they die. Which is not too bad at all. As you can see here, there was an attempt was made, it's as far as we can say it was, by Dol Guldur as well to get off the walls here. These things were like, no, and they shut the door on them. Put a shield wall right in the way, and just said no. But a lot of these things getting pinned on this wall. I mean, all they need to do is really, if they had an artillery piece, they could just open up a breach, pour what remains of their infantry through that breach. This Eastern army over here could not do much about it. Do they have any artillery? No. It's a real shame, but I mean, they could always just land troops here on this part of the wall, and then they could just get off in the corner, and that would be fine. And Dol Guldur's got, not Dol Guldur, Easton's have got what, 2 units, 3 units of melee to do that. It's an interesting, interesting idea, I think. Vanguards are holding though. I'm kind of impressed. I don't know whether they got a boost or something like that, but you know what? They're actually doing kind of well. And there you go, the pikes and the swords were forced back. The shock infantry did just about enough. And we're going to actually see some Guldur glaives come up now. They're going to try and do their bit against the Wards of Rune. But this is certainly a weak spot here for these things. I don't know why these things haven't just charged in here. Like, it's just Merkel trackers here. It seems Dol Guldur was also not too bothered about setting up reinforcements up here. Like, he sent in his troops that he thinks are going to be needed. And that is it. Nothing else has been sent up here. We've got some undead and just some undead. There's just a lot of like race and phantoms who just decided, screw it, we'll break them. We'll cut them down. Actually, no, these are not race. These are actually Guldur blades. Even still, they're not that great. Maybe he wishes he had race because they can go invisible at least. But look at this. More wavering by Dol Guldur. A lot of wavering, actually. They've got troops across this entire wall breaking. You've got archers that were sent up into the wall. This is never a good idea. Hope they were out of ammo. They look like they were. And we still got Bane at the steps to come out and do some work here. Dol Guldur is in a rough spot there. We've got a nice shock infantry fight over here. Shame that Dol Guldur's not being able to take advantage of it. Shock being his strength, but I mean they are elite warriors of Rune. I think Guldur Glaives are only trained. So we can actually have a look. I think they're just trained. So no surprise. And the result, even if the Wall of Rune unit's in action. But yeah, no, it seems like Dol Guldur's been held back in a fairly few different spots now. I mean, look at the numbers. I mean, the defenders have lost 1,200, and the attackers have lost, well, nearly half their army. They've lost 2/6 of it, or call it 2/7. They are in a little bit of trouble. And they, the longer this, the longer that area or that gap shortens, the more and more it goes in favor of the Eastlings. The Eastlings, I think, had like no balance of power, or like very little. They now actually have a workable sort of amount to try and turn this one around. I honestly thought, sorry, I was honestly thinking, and he might still now, so to the eye, like they were charging. The pikes, not the pikes, the stakes, sorry, which would have been awful. That general, yeah, here he goes, he's going to go and do it. I don't think he's realised the stakes, and this is going to be a painful way for the generals to go. Oh, no. And a great charge onto the shock infantry. There's a lot of damage, I imagine. Well, maybe not, actually. These, since the eye, though, they're made of tougher stuff. They didn't evaporate when they hit the squares, as some units have done in Total War. But yeah, so it seems like, I don't know, Dol Guldur's out of options. He's having to send his archers up over here in a support. And I'm sure the Wards of Rune will only happily oblige to cut down these unarmored goblins. There you go, they're cutting them down. And there you go. Have they just broken all of those troops? They have. Wow, they chain rounded them. A general's been killed. So yeah, that was in fact the Sons of the Eye general here got himself killed. I imagine that was a mix of stakes and also retreating from this this fight over the shock infantry. And that is not good there for Dol Guldur. Dol Guldur's not got great morale when a general dies. You can see here Guldur Blade's starting to break. Actually, a lot of troops breaking. Look at this. This actually might be this army over here that's just chain routing. I think the army that's focused over here is still doing okay. Numbers are not looking good now. There's only 600 men difference between Dol Guldur and the Eastlings. Clan Guard's holding strong. I respect this. I mean, this assault over here is kind of a bit pointless now because they were trying to use these troops to get behind the Eastling position, which is fair enough. But there's like the Eastling position over here is no longer engaged with Dol Guldur. Like Dol Guldur's been wrapped up as we currently speak. See here, Blade starting to break. I mean, it's only these champions of Dol Guldur that are holding on. I don't know why he threw his general in. Like Servants of the Eye. It's a good unit, but charging units and certainly like charging shield walls, not its job at all. It used to be its job because it just used to be overpowered. It's now not. It's certainly been nerfed and also just like melee cav can't just charge a shield wall as effectively as it used to be able to. But there is still hope for Dol Guldur. Dol Guldur only has to like push across this river here, which they are winning the fight, and then they can just run all the way down here towards the river, towards the capture point. Sorry, alongside the river. So I mean, there is hope for them. I mean, this blue Eastling army, the Allied Eastling army, is nearly gone. They've lost a lot of troops. As you can see here, look at this, archers firing and low career archers doing their worst, killing as many of those champions of Dol Guldur as possible. And there you go. Are they retreating, or they just did they win? No, they did in fact win. They're broken through, and as you can see here, Bane of the Steppes is going to go in, and he's going to try and stop this champions of Dol Guldur as much as possible.
Men are running. Stand and fight, damn you!
I remember seeing something about the Bane of the Steppes getting like a revamp. They're basically gonna be remodeled, which I'm really excited for. That will be very, very exciting to see. Because I think, yeah, they could definitely do with being like redone. I think they like the unit. It looks good, but it could look nicer. Like I think it looks like for a unit called the Bane of the Steppes, since it's a general unit, it's certainly a little bit on the more dreary side in comparison to some of the other units, like Sons of the Eye or any of the Elven units, for instance. Certainly, like these things are known for being colourful and having ornate armour, and the general doesn't really have that. So good that they're giving them a bit of a remodel. You can see Sons of the Eye here. They're going to try and slow down this Maceman unit. It's a shame because they haven't got anything else to come and support it and help allow the general to get out there, which they really, really need to do. I mean, this is the only unit that's going to be able to defend the river. I mean, it looks like we're going to see the other Bane of the Steppe come around. They're bringing it as they have as a command unit. That's going to come around and try and slow down stuff here. It looks like we might be able to see the Eastling General go in again. No, he's changed his mind. But these Macemen now going to happily cross the river. So they are going to use the river a little bit in their defense, but I guess not just too much. They are still using the majority of their army on this side of the river. And it's working. It certainly helps as well that the Dol Guldur general decided to commit seppuku and get himself stabbed on a stake by the looks of it. The pikes here doing quite well, actually. I'm quite impressed. I mean, they are losing, but I mean they're holding like these units at bay. I mean, actually, I don't know how these wars are winning. Really not sure, but they're doing a good job. Sometimes it's really not. I just really enjoy just sitting back, just watching the fight unfold. You don't need to have to say anything. Just enjoy just watching the units fight. I mean, it seems like Dol Guldur might win this fight, even though he is kind of surrounded. Actually, no, he's not going to win this fight. It's Wars Rune here, just cutting down all these troops. You can see like Dol Guldur's like desperately like, quick men, run this way, run this way. There's angry men with big swords coming. So like the guys at the back are like telling the ones at the front, get forward, and then the ones at the front are probably shouting back, there's no room, there's enemies ahead. And they realise that they're in a sandwich. There's a lot of bodies on the wall, actually, to be fair. A lot of Eastling bodies as well. I mean, there's also plenty of Dol Guldur ones. Lots of phantoms and dead archers. But we're about to see, look at this. These things making an offensive on this clan guard position. Oh my god, a lot of dead here as well. Yeah, the clan guards and the Lokirim actually making an offensive against Dol Guldur's blades. And we got a general, well, it's not actually a general duel, but we have the Bane of the Steppes here dueling with the Summons to the Eye. The Bayonet Steps is winning. I mean, he's also getting archer support, I think. So Dol Guldur's got to get infantry support. And yeah, I mean, this is all broken up here. Literally moments ago, we were looking at the pikes fighting here. No more. They're gone. The general is now battling down here. If he dies, then it is definitely curtains for this Dol Guldur assault. And they're racing here. I mean, I'm surprised these guys weren't sent in earlier, but look at this. General wavering. And you can see Dol Guldur's desperately trying to get up troops. He's like, quick, we must save our gen. And they're focusing down these champions of Dol Guldur as well with archers. Really smart. And you can see infantry actually bailing out of there. Everything. Wow, the general's going to break. He may return. But he's kind of been like. He's lucky there. That was as far as it went. I mean, they are going to push forward again. I mean, it's Dol Guldur. I mean, this is a real risk. And I mean, can they not just see what went wrong last time? They got focused down in the flanks by archers. And that's why they lost these fights. I mean, really, if they want to be smart, now they should be sending infantry around here. And then sneaking behind and taking out all this. They could just surround that and just take it out. But instead they're just going to just blob up another like 2 or 3 units into the spot here. Which just makes it a nice, fine, juicy target for archers. Archers will be loving this. They're like, yes. Kill them all. But yeah, I think it's those low Korean archers at the back, isn't it? Yeah, they've got in pretty good range actually.
The men are broken.
Look at them.
And
Here they
for
go.
their lives.
Just do a volley, boys. Do a volley.
One of our units can no longer fire.
Loose. But yeah, it seems like these things are probably going to wrap this one up. Unless... Oh, there you go. That's a bit of a win there, though. These things all breaking over there. Oh, and that's not good. Champions of Dol Guldur getting charged down by the Bayonet Steps. That is awful to see. You actually do hate to see that. I mean, the Bayonet Steps probably better just staying in combat. They did a really good charge. If they pull out, they're probably just going to lose more cav. And pikes coming forward. They need to get their pikes out. They are actually just running in without their pikes. That's not good. That's how you get yourself killed. There we go. Pikes out. So the general did rally. So that's good. And yeah, it just seems like Dol Guldur kind of running out of options. Just going to run into one choke point and get himself killed, really. But there you go. It looks like the Gen has actually routed that shock infantry with the support of his Maceman ally. And yeah, it's kind of all gone to plan. Oh, this general needs to be careful, though. Are they stakes there? There are some stakes around. It looks like the Bayonet Steps killed a lot of his own men as well. Or they the... oh no, they're the Varric Lancers. But even still, it's a bit of a waste. But look at this. Dol Guldur. Don't tell me these are pikes I've been throwing in. The pikes now are wavering. These are their blades here. They are not also going to be able to break through by the looks of it. It's a real shame because I'd like Dol Guldur to win. I wasn't like biased towards them. I just, you know, slightly rooting for them, I think, because they're probably the underdog, being one of the weaker factions in the game. I can't wait till they get trolls. Trolls will at least, you know, give them that little bit of strength that they need. A real oomph. I mean, even Mordor's like got better infantry because they have like really strong pole arms, and even their swords are actually pretty good. Like Uruk Throng, especially, very good unit. There we go. Look at this Bayonet Step coming in, and they're coming to get a second bite of this cherry. Going to try and take out more of these Mirkwood trackers. May even try and go for the general. They might as well bring around the other cav unit wherever he's got to. No idea, but I was going to say, Might as well bring him in, and he may be able to kill this general. The general is actually going in. He's going to deal with the sense of the eye. He's like, no, my archers will survive this fight. And instead, the general breaks there for the pain in the steps. That's a little win there for the general of Dol Guldur. He is equally wavering. And as you can see, he's brought over the other pain in the step general. He's going to come in and probably try and do as much damage as possible. So that's not good at all. As you can see, things are starting to waver. It's not looking good, boys. Dol Guldur! You're supposed to win this one, and yeah, as you can see here, I mean, all they have to do is probably just wait until like a general gets killed or something. But it's kind of the same with the Eastlings. If the Eastlings lost their general, they'd be in real trouble. They're not like the elves where they just can fight on without any morale. And yeah, it looks like that is going to be a Pyrrhic victory and a chain rout for Dol Guldur. So well done to the Eastling players. They did a very, very good job. This one was sent in by Goldie, who was playing as one of the Eastling armies. Then we have Leon, who was playing as the other one. Then we have 1-2 Zerg boss playing, 1-2-3 Zerg boss playing as one of the Dol Guldur armies, and Elmest Lo Pudiat. I don't know how you say that name. I do apologize. Playing as the other Dol Guldur army. So yeah, I mean, interesting tactics, I'll admit, for this defensive Ethering. We don't often see that. We usually just see like it turn into a massive choke point as like sides just fight over those bridges. But it's nice to see Ethering just being fought on one side and not being so like as open, but just something a little bit different. But yeah, we'll quickly go through some of the scores. We'll go over Goldie's army first. He didn't even lose 1,000 men. Wow, he had a really good game. But his Bane and Steps getting 381 kills, really, really nice. His swords or his macemen doing really well, 255, 321, 412. Oh my, some good kills for these macemen. I mean, Dol Guldur's units are really big, so that also does help that they are going to get loads of kills. Wards Rune getting 197 kills, 397 kills on this Wards Rune, so some really good kills here as well. Again, we've just got to remember that Dol Guldur are really big units, but even still, they've got to get the kills. 213 with the Locrium Archers, on 2 of them as the top kills for the Archers who did well, and then Variglance is getting 136. And then we have Leon, who had a near identical army, really. Actually, no, not at all. He has like halberds and some spears, of course, that are different. But yeah, 224 for his Bane of the Steppes General, 438 for his Locrium Macemen. Some of them got like a lot less kills down here, as you can see. So they didn't have all the joy, did the Macemen, but they certainly had some of it. 269 kills for these Wards Rune, and they're all getting 262, so they both did really well there. 77 kills for the Halberds, 123 for the other, 286 kills with his Archers is really, really nice. And then his Variglance here getting 109 kills, and his Clan Guards getting 103. So well done to Leon, did very, very well. Then we have Elmest, who was playing as one of the Dol Guldur armies. I don't know which army he was, which side he was attacking. But yeah, he had a pretty. They both Dol Guldur players had a pretty tough game, put it like that. I mean, 76 kills for the Wraith is not too bad. Dol Guldur Blades getting 90 kills. Then we've got Champions of Dol Guldur only getting 132 kills. These guys did have a rough time. A lot of the shock infantry getting focused down by these things because they knew that's what the strength is for Dol Guldur. Everything else is kind of like average at best. But yeah, and then nothing else really getting too insane kills. 65 kills with these Merkle Trackers is not bad, I guess. Then we have Zerg Boss, who is playing as Dol Guldur as well. His infantry did a little better, like certainly his Shock did. 173 kills for his Champions of Dol Guldur, 155 for another. His Pikes, like Elmest, having a really rough time. Wraiths did a little bit worse, and his Blades did a bit worse as well, only getting 71 kills. But his Archers actually getting 124 kills, which is pretty impressive. I'll give him that. Yeah, that is today's siege battle, guys. I hope you did enjoy. If you did, do remember to leave a like, subscribe if you're new around here, and a comment to show your support. Feel free as well to join the Discord if you haven't already, and don't forget to hit that notification bell so you never miss out on any Rise of Mordor action. And until next time, I will see you in the next one. Bye for now.